I really worry a lot, because
Okay.
here in Korea, there are not a lot of black people, and especially there's no like foreign doctor
Okay.
and black doctor, like
Yeah.
especially. So I worried a lot, I thought maybe they might, like, when I go and say I want to do something, they might say, oh, I don't want you, you are black or you're a foreigner. But then the first day I started my internship.
Welcome to the Melanated Files. In this series, we highlight and share the stories of black people from across the globe. Remember to subscribe to this channel for weekly videos and also follow us on social media for regular updates. Let's get into the interview.
This is Dr. Thomas Taban Akot. We're going to get into his story today. Why did he come to Korea? And what has his journey been like so far? We're going to get into all that right now. Right, so Dr. Akot, it's a pleasure.
Yeah, it's also my pleasure, to meet you.
So introduce yourself to the world. Tell them who you are.
My name is Dr. Thomas Taban Akot. So I'm from South Sudan. So I've been here for 9 years, almost to 10 years. So
9 years, almost a decade.
yeah, almost, yeah.
Right.
So
how did you end up in Korea, first of all?
actually, I was invited by the priest called Father John Lee. So he was in our country, doing volunteer work.
Yes.
He was working as a priest, and at the same time as a doctor,
Okay.
and at the same time as a musician.
As a musician.
Yeah, he had a lot of talent, and then he was like interested, in the youth. So he used like to be together with the youth, and then I was also among them. So we used to do volunteer work together. We go to villages on Sundays. So she goes and she, gather people around and to try to pray together. And then after that, he like collects like people who are sick, and then he used to give the medicine free.
Okay.
Imagine,
Yes.
bringing your medicine and give it to someone who is sick free.
Yeah. It was all about charity.
Yeah, all about charity. And then I was there always with him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So were you one of the kids, or were you a volunteer?
I was like a volunteer.
Okay.
Because I was studying, in a school.
Okay.
Being like taken care of by missionaries.
Okay.
Yeah. So we have been always like with the missionaries. We have been very close. Just like friends.
Okay.
So from there, I met him, and then we also became friends, and then we used like to be together, and like we became like brothers.
Okay. So
Yeah.
he was like your big brother.
Yeah,
right?
big brother to me.
Yeah.
I was like his younger brother.
Yeah.
And
And this was 2001.
oh,
around
it
that
was
time?
it was 2001. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
okay.
where I met him. Oh yeah. I even don't know. So I just pressed it.
So this is Father Lee, right?
So this is his discussions. This is like a story about him, since he was born.
Okay.
Yeah, till he graduated in a medical college. He joined, a seminary to become priest. And those were things he used to use when he was in South Sudan. And this was the book he used. It's like Oxford, for tropical medicine.
Yeah.
Because in Africa, mostly we have a lot of tropical medicine.
Okay.
I mean, like tropical diseases, like malaria, typhoid fever, yellow fever, diarrhea, all those, simple things, infections, Yeah. So if you have this book and you have a little bit of knowledge, about medicine, so you can just treat anyone.
Oh, okay, I see. And these are like patients that he treated?
Yeah, these were the patients he treated, the least.
Okay.
And this is the list of diseases, he used, to treat when he was there. So, like, mostly treated disease was, malaria.
Malaria.
Yeah.
And that's him over here treating people?
Yeah, this is the village.
Oh,
So,
okay.
So, as I said, during interview, we go to the villages, he celebrates mass, and after that, he treats people. This is the way he treats people. And this side there's medicine. Yeah. Actually, I might be this side.
Okay.
Yeah. But then the focus was only on him about what he was doing.
Okay. Also, you were an assistant as well, right?
Yeah, I was just there.
Okay.
Just helping. He came in 2000 December.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that actually from there, like, since he was new, so I never got a chance to be close to him.
Okay.
Yeah, but then in 2010, 2001,
the next year, yeah.
actually, like, I used to be an altar boy.
Okay.
Yeah. So from there, when he like celebrate the mass, so I used to be there near him.
Okay.
So since you're a priest, so you have to know those who work with you. Yeah. So we have to introduce ourselves, and then we know each other, and then we got along together. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how I met him. Yeah.
So did you always wanted to become a doctor?
Yeah, actually, like, since I was in primary school, I always think of becoming a doctor. It's not like usually like in other countries when people think to become a doctor, like the thing of like getting a lot of money, collecting a lot of money, and also for the fame, Yeah. When they call you doctor, that title, people die, yeah, that DR, like people, like they die longing to get that title, but
so
but
prestigious, right?
But it's not easy,
Yeah,
it's not easy. So I always like plan to become a doctor, because like our country was in a war, civil war for 21 years, and then I was small. And then people used to run, every now and then.
Yeah.
Then people get sick, in the bushes, no medicine, no doctor. Like it was also very weird, a small, boy, thinking of becoming a doctor, to help people.
Oh, you told people that you
No,
were...
I didn't tell people, but I was thinking like that, So I was even like asking myself, like, how did I come up with that, with that brain, with that mind of thinking to become a doctor, while I was a little boy, seeing people suffering around me, Usually, like, it hurt me a lot, but then, I have to cope up, with the situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when did you decide to come to Korea? Because the father, I think he recommended or he advised you to come. How did that happen?
Actually, it's like a miracle.
Okay.
And at the same time, I can also say, I'm lucky.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not easy, to get that very important chance,
Yeah, that's true.
Not very easy. So since we were together for a long time, maybe he studied about us, so he knows how we do our things. Like inviting someone to come and study in your own country is not easy, because you have to come and take care of that person.
Yes.
So if that
like
person,
sponsoring, right?
Sponsoring,
Okay.
If that person is not going to do according like to where you thought about, you're going to be disappointed.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you're going to say, oh, if I knew, I would have not brought that person.
Yeah. So you're putting your faith in this person.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, maybe he studied about us and he knew how we do our things. So maybe he thought, these children, if they come and study here and go back, I think they will do something great in their own country, helping their own people, doing volunteer work. So I think I have to help these children. Maybe he thought like that. Is how I think.
Okay.
Because you can just do anything without thinking about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe he thought so, and he tried to invite us to come here.
So was it only you, or you came as a group?
We came only 2 of us.
2 of us. So you and
with another friend of mine.
Okay.
No, it was not like there was no competition,
Okay.
Just you and you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
anyway.
So he told you that he wanted you guys to come to study.
Yeah.
Was it specifically medicine at the time, or just anything?
It was medicine. Yeah.
Okay.
It was medicine, but then actually here for a foreigner to study medicine is not easy.
Okay.
It's like for a camel entering into the eye of the needle.
Ah.
Even for Korean students, you have to be top 10 of your class, to study medicine. And also, like, even though you were like on top 10 of your class and you didn't bring the marks that can qualify you, to enter medical college. So you have to repeat, exam.
Okay.
Some students even they sit for exams 3 times.
Okay.
In order to get the marks for them, to get qualified, to enter medical college. But then we were lucky, Usually, there is there's like second year, second semester. Usually, like when we change campus, and here is like third year.
Third year, that room over there.
Third year.
So this was the campus, right?
Yeah, we used to study here, during exams.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're saying those days were like hard, challenging.
I don't even want to come here because there was no place, so I had to come here. I don't want to remind myself. We used to do exams here, like every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks.
Yeah, exams here.
Wow. Okay, so when you were coming from South Sudan at the time, did you have the marks from high school? Because did you come from high school straight into, how was it?
Yeah, we just said, for me, I said for high school exams in our country. And then when I came here, I just, in order to study medicine, so, lectures are all in Korean.
Okay.
Exams are all in Korean.
Yes.
Discussions are all in Korean. So I had to study Korean language at least for 2 years.
Okay, you told me it was challenging, right?
In order to at least understand, read, and write the language. Yeah, at least I have to understand something when professors,
lectures,
professors, lecture to me,
Yeah.
So I had to do that.
How was that process? Like, was it challenging to grasp the language?
Yeah, it was challenging. In the beginning, it was like interesting, because it's like a child learning the language for the first time.
Something new.
Something new.
Yeah.
So at the first time, even pronunciation was that weird, and also when you ask some questions, it's like very weird. Pronunciation is not that good, and also when you want to say something, you have to hesitate, before saying something, and then we have to make a lot of mistakes.
Yeah.
But then we never gave up. To learn the language of someone else, you have to put yourself, in that shoes, every time.
Yeah.
You have to do your best, you practice. People say in English, practice makes perfect. So we practice a lot, and we had we don't fear, to make mistakes. So we just go, speak with them in Korean, and then they were also helpful. When they see us speaking in Korean, they feel happy and they help us, even though they know English, they start speaking in English and they start, speaking in Korean with us. Yeah. So
to give you more added practice, right?
Actually, our friends, they helped us a lot, to practice our own Korean, and because of them, I was able, to
grasp the language.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also read that when you came, shortly after you came, unfortunately the father passed away. So it was 1 year after you came?
Oh no, it was a few days only.
A few days?
Yeah. Because we came and actually he was sick, the year before we came.
Okay.
So he was sick, and then we actually I didn't know, that
you never knew he was sick.
Yeah, I never knew he was sick.
Okay.
I just heard that because there was a doctor, a family doctor, who was volunteering, in the same place. So I was there also with her, trying to translate, from English into our own language, because we have different languages.
Okay.
And many people they come from the village, they don't speak English, so I had to translate into Arabic and also into our own Dinka language. So,
okay.
Yeah. So she told me, one of his friends is sick, and then she has to go back. But then I didn't know that it was for the Lee.
Oh.
Yeah. So after she came back, and then she called me and said, "Oh, it was Father Lee." So actually, I didn't believe it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, till I saw it with my own eyes.
Yeah.
So after finishing my exams and then results came out, so we prepared documents to come here. So when we arrived at the first time, when I saw him, he was not the father leader I knew.
Oh wow.
Yeah, very different. Like he reduced, weight.
It was cancer,
Yeah,
right?
it was like colon cancer. Yeah, it was terminal. We have stages of colon, and we have stages for all the cancers.
Yeah.
Like stage 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
4 is like terminal.
Okay.
So we can't like do surgery for that. So we only like give only like painkillers and like anti-cancer drugs only. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was like unfortunate. We just spent only a few days and he passed away. I cried. I wish he stayed more with us.
Yeah. To see what you've
Yeah.
accomplished, right?
Yeah. I wish at least to say some words in Korean. Because at that time we still didn't know Korean language.
Okay.
So we had to speak in English with him because he knew English.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we used to speak in English, but then unfortunately there was no time to discuss with him.
Yeah.
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 And also there was no time to reach us, because he was supposed to reach us, because we came here because of him.
Yeah.
And he was the one who invited us. So he was supposed like to advise us how to cope up with the situation here.
Yeah.
But then nothing like that.
So what happened right after that? Like, so who decided to take care of you guys? How did that work?
Actually, like when he was in South Sudan, actually there is a foundation, that used to help.
Okay.
Yeah, and through that foundation, that's how we came.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
because the foundation was ready, to support us, to study.
Okay.
Yeah, because that foundation was formed by Father Lee.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so he formed that foundation, and then he tried to ask the foundation in order to like sponsor, some students to come and study here.
Okay.
Yeah, so when we came, foundation took care of us. Till I have graduated, they took care of us. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So they took care of everything from that point until graduation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And I also saw that you dedicated like everything to him, right? I saw like this picture we were putting like
Yeah,
that on the statue.
Yeah, actually I didn't know that because it is like a Korean culture. Father Lee, he was like a father to us. Even though like like Catholic priests, they don't marry, they don't have children, but he was like a father to us.
Yes.
So I had to do so to show my honor to him.
Yes.
Because of him, I reached this level. Without him, I would have not, reached this level.
Yeah.
If like he didn't think of inviting me to come here, I would have not been here now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He opened the door for you.
Yeah. I would have not even like started to be a doctor. Maybe I would have branched somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because there are a lot of majors, we can study.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you see, I was reading something that you said. Because of his role model, his example, you wanted to pretty much walk in his footsteps, right?
Yeah.
And that's what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
Right. So you plan to, I think, from what I read, so I want you to tell me, like, what's your plan going forward?
Yeah, actually, I'm also interested, in doing volunteer work.
Okay.
But then to do volunteer work, you have to have something in your hand.
Yeah.
So I don't have money, but being a doctor, I can at least, treat people,
Yes.
Yeah. So I can like see, sick patient, passing by and then just close my eyes.
Yeah.
So I can do that. I can give that person money to go to the hospital, but at least I can treat that person.
Yeah.
So I want to do that.
Yes.
And that's what Father Lee did, when he was in South Sudan.
Yeah.
Whenever he goes to different villages, the first thing he did was he carried with him medicines.
Okay.
In his bags. And then, after, celebrating Mass, then he sits down like a doctor, and then he starts, treating people.
Yeah.
It wasn't easy, to do so.
Okay.
But you do it, out of like love, like out of care,
Yeah.
So
So you wanna do that, right?
Yeah, actually, when I saw what he was doing, I really like got impressed, and then I was asking myself, will I ever also be like him?
Yeah.
But then it is impossible to be like him. But at least I can do like half of what he did. I can do the same as he did because he's fatherly and I'm here, Thomas.
Yeah, so you do the best you can do, right?
Yeah. So I will try my best to do what I can do, to follow his footsteps.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, like, because when I was reading the story, it's like you saw him right in the village, and that was the beginning. And then look, almost a decade plus later, you are a doctor now at the same university that he went to, right? And it's like full circle. And now you want to follow in his footsteps and help someone else that might be inspired as well. And then the cycle begins once more, which is, it's amazing. And that's why I'm like, I'm really happy that we can, tell your story to the world and people can actually listen to it.
Actually, it's not gonna be easy, but I have to try my best,
Yeah.
Because I always don't promise. But I always say I will try my best.
Yeah.
because politicians, they say I will do this and this and this, and then later when he's elected, nothing is done.
Yeah.
So I don't want people later on to blame me and say you said you will do this and that and now what have you done now? Like I usually don't like people blaming me.
So you'll do your best, right?
Yeah, I'll do my best.
I'll do my best.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'll do my best.
And that should be good enough, right?
Yeah.
Right. So tell me about the process of like medical school here, right? So you spent about almost 2 years studying Korean, and then you officially entered medical school now for 7 years. So what was that like, studying in Korean? Tell me about the experience, all of it.
Actually, I don't want to think about it.
It was too much work, eh? Too much work.
It was like a nightmare. First, like I had to study Korean language at least for 2 years. Like intensive one, I did it for 1 year and a half, and that was in Seoul. That is well-known, language center in Seoul.
Okay.
They call it Yonsei Language Center.
Yonsei, okay.
Yeah, I studied here for 1 year and a half, and then like a condition for me to enter into medical college, so I have to join India University Language Center.
Okay.
Yeah, so I had to come and join for 1 semester. So it was boring, because it was like repeating the same thing we did.
Okay.
Yeah, because the curriculum there, is very tough. Even some students, they run away. They go to other language center.
Oh, because it was too intense.
Too intensive. Yeah. So only Japanese, Chinese, they cope up, with the situation
because
the language is like similar. Yeah. But for us, it's like totally different. Even with Westerners, they run.
Yeah.
Like if they don't run, they go to slow classes. But then we were in the faster class, faster classes. So in a way, it wasn't easy, We had, to cope up with the situation. And then when I started, my college, studies, I had again, to cope up, with these medical terms in Korean.
Yes.
That I have never learned in language center,
Yeah. Some different terms, right?
Yeah.
It's not everyday Korean now.
And also, I was studying also in 3 languages.
3 languages?
Yeah.
How come?
English, Korean, and Chinese.
Why did you have to study all 3?
Because most of the medical terms are made from Chinese characters.
Ah.
Like pronunciation is in Korean, but like the
written language,
the meaning of that word is like being like adapted from Chinese characters. So we had to memorize all those medical terms in Korean, and we had to do the exams in Korean. So we had to study like 10 times more than Korean students.
Oh wow.
Like during weekend, they go for fun, they go drink, or they just go
party while
while studying, Actually, weekend is the time for us to study.
Okay.
Because there is no time to study, because we have a lot to study. So we had like to, stay, like the whole night studying.
Yeah.
We sleep only like 3 to 4 hours. In the morning you wake up, very tired. You go to listen to the lectures. You come back, again you studies, and then again you sleep for 3 to 4 hours. So it's like, will I really do that?
Right. Wow.
Yeah.
But you made it through, right?
And then like what was very weird, I never thought of giving up.
Okay.
Even that word of giving up never came to my mind.
Oh, wow, that's good. That's good.
I was like being forced, to do something, but then like I was doing it because I like it.
Yes.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
So like I never thought of giving up. Yeah. Sometimes, like I even like dream, studying.
Wow.
Dream studying, and then I have to get up in the morning again, follow the same, routine, every day. So, I did so, and then, I also had, to ask my friends. I also go and ask, professors, because the system here and the system in our country is very different. Even the way, they set the exams are all different.
Okay.
Like for us, it's like for us in South Sudan, mostly like all are dry questions, So they ask you a question and you have to write like an essay. But here it's like multiple choice.
Okay.
Yeah, so the system was different for us. So we had like to get used, to the system. So we had like to ask our friends, ask a professor. So we never got ashamed, to ask, So in order to do something, to succeed in life, so you have to ask.
Yeah.
And then, and they were willing, to help. I'm really very grateful to them.
Okay.
Because of them, I did it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, not with my own power,
Okay, so it's like a group effort.
Yeah, group effort.
They
Yeah.
help. So tell me, what was it like were you the only black person in the class?
No, we were two.
Two?
Yeah.
Okay, so it's you and your friend?
Yeah, the other friend of mine.
Okay, so is he a doctor as well?
Yeah, he's also a doctor. Yeah.
And he's from Sudan?
Yeah.
What was it like being like in the classroom where you're the only black people there, everyone else is Korean? Did he feel strange? What was that like? What was the experience like?
It wasn't strange because they were so friendly.
Okay.
Yeah, and they were like eager, like to be closer to us. And like those who want to practice their own English also, they come, they try to speak in English, and we also like speak with them in English, and we became very friendly, and they were like very kind,
Okay.
very kind. Yeah.
Okay, so you had a really good experience there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so 7 years. Year one, did it get easier, or I guess it got even more difficult, or did you get more used to the coursework? Like how was it? Because even now you're doing, I believe, internship and a residency right now.
No, internship first for 1 year, and then next year I will start with.
How long is the residency after the internship?
It depends on the major.
Okay.
Yeah. Some majors 4 years, some majors like 3 years. So
okay.
It depends on the major you will choose.
Okay.
Yeah, and also it will depend also on the major that you like. You have to choose what will benefit you.
Yeah. So what do you do now? So in the hospital that you're interning at.
Yeah.
So what are you doing?
Yeah, actually, like in every major, it is different what we do. Yeah, but there are similar things we do in every major.
Okay.
There are similar things, we collect blood. You have to puncture, collect blood.
Yeah.
And you have to do dressing. You have to insert, Foley. There are specific things that we do that nurses cannot do.
Okay.
Yeah. And even if the patient they insist, for the nurse to come and do it for them, nurses will not do them. They will say, "Oh, it's not our work." so we have to call an intern doctor to come and do it. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, in the beginning, it was not easy because to get certificate, to do your internship is not easy. We have to sit for exams,
Okay.
Korean, Korean, they call it like KMLE. So Korean Medical license exam. So we had to do that in order to get a title, in order to do internship, because it is like illegal, to do internship without passing the exams.
Okay.
Yeah. So there is oral exam. So for oral exam, there's also a skill. So we have to practice using like model, So it's like when collecting blood, you can just like puncture, because it can't talk,
Okay.
But yeah, but then in the beginning, so we have to puncture, the real person, So it wasn't easy, in the beginning, because like those who were almost finishing, to start their presidentship, they got used, it's like very easy for them.
Okay.
And then when it is changed to us, so even patients, they know. Yeah, and they try to compare us, say, oh, one day ago, that intern doctor was very good, at puncturing. Why are you like trying to fail? and then if you had to explain and say, today is my first day.
Yeah.
So
do they get nervous when you tell them that?
No, they don't get nervous.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They just tell them, today is my first day. At least you have to understand me.
Yeah.
And by the way, my failure will be like 99%. And 1% I will succeed.
Oh my God.
So if I succeed just once, that will be my luck. and then they start getting nervous.
Yeah.
So you just calm down and do it very slowly, and then like for you just want it to come only once.
Yeah.
So if you just like puncture and you get lucky, and then you just breathe.
Yeah.
So it means you have succeeded, and the patient also is happy.
Yeah.
Because puncturing, pains a lot, with a needle.
Yeah, I don't like the feeling
if you puncture twice, puncturing here the vein is like it's painful, but not like puncturing artery.
Oh. Okay,
yeah.
Okay.
Artery mostly painful, especially here,
Okay.
in your forearm, it's very painful.
Okay.
And that is usually where we collect blood, when we want to like evaluate your situation, like oxygen, carbon dioxide, also electrolytes. We have to puncture, using artery.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so they call it ABJ.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you just carry a needle, you go and
So if you miss, you gotta go a second time.
Second time.
Oh wow.
So if you miss here, you go to other head, to the other forearm. If you miss here, then you have to go again to other forearm.
Can you imagine a patient being there like they're like, what in the?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's why they get nervous. But then like when you just get used to it once, patients feel very happy.
Okay.
Yeah. So when you just go to them, they say, please, let it come out just once.
So you're in the ER now, you said, right?
Yeah, I'm now in ER now. What we do now is like, it's like addition to what we used to do in other majors.
Okay.
It's like meeting, the real patient, taking history taking, physical examination, and then we have to report to our senior doctor. The senior doctor has to like prescribe, test, to do, and then after that, he has like to diagnose, and then he has to prescribe medicines. That is his work. But for us, we have to take history taking, so we have to take it very well, because like if you just take history taking, you will know what kind of disease it is. So you just know, oh, it might be this one.
Yeah.
But to be sure, you have to do test.
Okay. So what's the response like when you sit down with a patient, right?
Yeah.
And they see a black person, because I want to see what that's like. Like they come into the room and then they might be expecting a Korean, and then they see like a black African. What's the response like? Have you seen any, like, tell me about that. What's that like?
Like before I started, my internship, I really worry a lot, because here in Korea, there are not a lot of black people. And especially there's no like foreign doctor.
Okay.
And black doctor like
Yeah.
you know, especially. So I worried a lot, you know. I thought maybe they might, like, when I go and say I want to do something, they might say, "Oh, I don't want you. You are black or you are a foreigner." But then the first day I started my internship, you know, I really got nervous, you know. When I go, like, first what I do, you know, I greet first. You know, they have this greeting, they say "안녕하세요." So I go and greet first. But first I have to, like, ask a patient name, because they might give me, you know, like a name and say you go and do this. So I have to go first and check whether it is that patient.
Okay.
So I have to call the name, and then if that person say yes, so I have to say, "Oh, 안녕하세요," you know, "How are you?"
Yeah.
And then, you know, like I greet, you know, with smile, and then I try to, like, introduce what I came to do, and then, you know, what they tell me, they say, "Oh, you know, it's my honor, you know, for a black doctor, you know, to come and, and do something to me, you know."
Yeah.
No, I was like surprised, you know. I thought maybe that person would say, "Why did you come? You know, go away. You go and call me, you know, a Korean doctor." But no one ever did so.
Oh wow.
Yeah, no one ever did so, you know. They were even, like, very happy to welcome me.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then, like, when I finish, you know, like, usually, you know, this thing is very painful, you know. So I had to say first, you know, it is going to pain, but at least you have to understand me. So we have to check your situation. So it pains, but after doing it, they say, "Oh, it doesn't pain." so how did you do it?
Okay.
I just did it the same way we do it. Even my colleagues used to do it. So it's the same way. There's no.
Maybe they're so happy that it
you know,
like numbs the pain a little
yeah,
bit.
you know, there's no other trick. You know, they're the same way.
Yeah.
And then they say no. It's not painful at all. And then, you know, they go and, you know, and they try, you know, to talk about me, saying, "Oh, there is this black doctor, you know, he knows how to puncture, you know, artery." Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You know,
Oh, that's refreshing.
Yeah, and then,
That's
you know,
beautiful.
like when they hear that I speak Korean, you know, they're eager, you know, to ask questions, you know, "Where did you come from? And why are you here?" And then when I try to explain, you know, they say, "Oh, it is good, you know, try to have a lot of experience. So when you go back, you go and help your own people."
Yeah.
You know, I really feel very happy.
Oh wow.
You know, I never thought that they were going to do so. So till now, I've never seen a patient, you know, trying to chase me or try to say something bad to me.
Oh, wow.
You know, I was like, I'm really lucky.
No, that's. I'm happy to hear that myself.
Wow.
Wow.
You know, till now,
That's good.
you know, like, someone comes to the hospital very sick, and imagine I just appear in front of that patient. What would it be like, you know?
But you know what? It's good that you were pleasantly surprised.
Yeah.
Right? Because you also went out there, you said, to try and like break the ice, you know, and they're receptive. Oh, that's good. That's good.
Like,
so you're no longer nervous about it.
Yeah, actually, because I studied their own language, so I studied a bit of Korean culture. So I know a bit of Korean culture.
Okay.
So I got used to it. So it's like I almost like behave like Korean people, you know.
Mannerisms and all that.
Yeah, like since I came, you know, I started doing the language. Like first when I came, when I didn't know, I used to like to, you know, shake hands, you know. But when I started learning Korean language, I started, you know, bowing when greeting.
Okay.
Till now, I bow.
Okay.
Yeah, when I greet every patient. So only like someone like you, I shake. I shake hands.
Yeah.
But with the Korean, you know, I bow down greeting like Korean people, you know, and they're happy, you know, to see me, you know, behaving like Korean people. Yeah.
Oh wow. It's inspired. Like, you know, like I'm glad to hear that you know, portion of the story as well.
Yeah.
What have you learned so far? What's the greatest lesson you've learned in life so far from your experience? Is there one lesson that grew out of your experience being here, your journey so far?
You know, like to succeed in life, we have to fail, you know, and in order, you know, like to fulfill, you know, like to fulfill what you wanted to do, so you have to be patient.
Mm.
You know, you have to be, you know, you have to have that in mind. I have to do it, even though I fail. You know, failing doesn't mean that you're not going to succeed, but it is like teaching you a lesson.
Yeah.
No, because you can't like just succeed just once. You know,
On the first try.
like that you know, now this businessman in China called Alibaba,
Is it Jack Ma?
Jack Ma.
Yeah.
You know, like he failed interview like 30 times.
Yeah. There's so many people that fail a lot, failing forward. Right?
But now he's now, you know, the richest, you know, businessman in China.
Yeah, very impressive.
So to succeed in life, you have to fail, you have to fall down, you get up, you know, you like remove, you know, the dust from your knees, and then you start walking again. So you fall down again, you get up. It's like a little child is starting, you know, to walk, you know.
Yeah.
you know, they fall down, and then it's, oh, you're beaten it, come, get up. And then the child gets up, you know, wrapping its knees, and then again, you know, go
Very
walking,
true.
you know.
Very, very true.
Yeah, so to succeed in life, you know, we have to be patient. We have to have that mind of saying, I have to do it.
Yeah.
And with that mind, I think everything is going to be easy.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, nothing is easy,
Mm-hmm.
but if you determine to do that,
Yeah.
it is going to be easy.
Yeah. You get through it.
Yeah, you get through it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no matter, you know, any difficulties,
Yeah.
but you have aim, you know, to do that. You have a goal, you know.
Yeah.
Because always you do something because you have a goal, you know, you have an aim, you know. But
Yes.
if you don't have a goal, you know, to do something, even though you like doing it, you will never succeed.
Because you don't have something to hit.
Yeah,
Right? You gotta
yeah.
focus.
Yeah.
So I know you're here with your wife too.
Yeah, actually she came like 1 month ago.
Oh, she just came.
Yeah.
Okay. So how long have you been married?
Oh, for like 7 months now.
Okay, 7 months. Okay.
So
okay.
we married last year in November,
Mhm.
but then I had to leave, you know, to come here.
Okay.
So we stayed apart, you know, like for 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now she's here. So you
Yeah.
feel a lot better now.
Yeah, actually, you know, I'm happy because I have a person, you know, like to talk to.
Yeah.
So, like when she was still in South Sudan, so I have to finish my work, very tired, you know. I go home, so I have to look for something to eat. You know, I have to stay in the room alone or watch TV
Mm-hmm.
or just sleep early, you know. And then I have to think about what to do tomorrow. Mostly like, you know, about work, you know, like I have to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I have to run up and down, but then now she's there, you know.
Yeah.
And I'm happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
No,
good.
now I have a person who, you know, asking me, hey, how are you doing now? And then, hey, honey, you know, I'm busy now, you know. I will try to message you later. You know?
Yeah.
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 But she understands. You know.
Yeah. She understands what you do.
Yeah,
right?
she understands what I do. I feel strong that she's, you know, beside me.
Yeah.
You know.
Oh, that's amazing.
You know, like meeting someone, you know, very important someone in life.
Mhm.
You know, even though she's your wife, she becomes your friend.
Yeah.
Yeah, more, you know, than a wife.
Understood. True.
Yeah, and your life, you know, becomes easy.
Indeed.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Yeah.
Right? I know my wife is watching. Your wife is going to be watching too.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, is there any advice that you want to impart to people who are intimidated to maybe even try to do something like you did, like, you know, come into a society that they're a minority and try to, like, you know, just go about their business, do what they're doing, whether they're studying or working. And just like you said, you were a bit nervous at first to encounter your patients, right? And then you brought the ice, and you were pleasantly surprised. Any advice for those people, black people particularly, who maybe want to come into a country where they're not the majority, and they might feel scared?
Actually, like, you know, doing something in other countries, it's not easy.
Mm-hmm.
You know the language, the culture, the weather, you know, and the atmosphere is very different. So when you determine to do something, so first you have to understand, you know, the situation near you.
Yeah.
So you have to know how people behave, and then you start, you know, behaving like them.
Mm-hmm.
So you just start behave like them the time you're there. because you are not going to be there permanently.
Yeah.
But like to fulfill what you came to do, so you have at least like, you know, even though like you are proud, so you have to be humble. So like if you are like hot temper, you know, so you have to be calm a bit. You know, you have to like get rid, you know, of what you used to do when you were in your country, because this is a different, you know, different country,
Yeah.
with a different culture, you know, with different atmosphere, different environment. So you have to get used to that, you know, situation. You know, like people say, like when you go to Rome, you know, you have to you have to follow, you know, the rules there, you know. So you have to at least, you know, to do what you came to do. So you have to follow their footsteps, you know. Doesn't mean that like you have to do so, but at least if you want like to survive in that place, so at least you have to behave as people in that place behave, and then you just go on with life, you know.
What's your earliest memory? Like when you think all the way back to when you were a little boy, what's the first thing you remember?
Oh, you mean like when I was in South Sudan or
Yeah,
here?
the first memory in your mind. Like what's the earliest memory you have?
The earliest, like
The first thing you remember in life. All the way back.
you know, my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, very proud of her. Yeah. Like you know, like I never like thanked her, you know, but I always like thank her, you know, in my heart. She was like, you know, a big pole, you know, behind me, you know, pushing me, you know,
Yeah.
you know, pushing me towards, you know, good path, you know, trying to support me. And then actually I reached this level because like I was invited, you know, to come and study here and fulfill my dream. But before that, my mom was doing the job.
Yeah.
You know, she was there for me, you know.
Yeah.
And then when I was studying, you know, I used to say, you know, I have to do something at least to compensate her, you know, for what she did to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, not all moms do so, you know.
Yeah.
But, you know, she was really very supportive.
Is she really proud now? I can imagine that she's extremely proud now, right?
She must be proud, you know.
Yeah.
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 I heard, you know, she used to, you know, to talk very proudly. Yeah.
So you said she's usually very proud?
Yeah, she is usually very proud, you know, because I used to listen to her, you know.
Yeah.
I never disobeyed her, you know. Because like when I was in South Sudan, my elder brothers were in North Sudan, so I had like to behave like an elder brother.
Okay.
Because I was there like an elder brother. Even many people, they knew that I was an elder brother. But unfortunately, I'm the fifth.
You're the fifth.
yeah, in our family.
How many siblings do you have?
We are like 8 brothers and 1 sister.
Okay.
So 9 of us.
Okay.
So I'm just like in the middle.
Yeah.
So like when my brothers, my elder brothers, when they came, and everyone was like surprised. Oh, we knew you were like an elder brother. No, I had to do so because I had to show a good example to my younger brothers.
Yeah.
Because they will see me and try to learn.
Yes.
But if I behave in a way that, you know, people don't like, they are going, you know, to like copy it, and then they are going to behave the same like me. So
yeah, that's true.
no, like I don't like expect them, you know, to do the same as I do, but at least they have to take little bit of it, you know.
Yeah.
So I had to do so.
So you led by example.
Yeah, but then like my mom was always like, you know, beside me, you know, trying to support me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm really very, very proud of her.
That's nice. I hope she's watching.
Maybe I have to send the link, you know, to my brother, and then and then my brother had, you know, to go and translate into Arabic or
She
Dinka.
doesn't speak English.
Yeah.
Okay. How do the people in Korea respond to you so far? You know, knowing your story, what has the response been?
They say, first they say, wow, it's very impressive. Because they know studying medicine here in Korea is not easy.
Yeah.
Even for Korean students, you know, they failed the exam and they had to repeat. But then, like, I just did my best, you know, like my aim was just to graduate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my aim, you know. And then I did so. And then they were surprised, you know.
Yeah.
because it's not easy learning, like studying medicine in someone's language,
I can imagine. Wow.
especially like in Korean, including Chinese. Like someone from English pattern, doing something in other person's language, it's not that easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, and also like behaving like people in that country is not easy. Yeah. It's not easy at all. And then, they really get surprised, and they always advise me, even patients, they say, oh, you have really done a great work, you try to experience, a lot of experience. And when you go back, you go and help your own people. You're doing great,
Yeah.
And when I hear that, I feel more happy. Yeah. Because it's not that easy at all. That's why I was saying, I don't want to remember it.
Yeah.
I don't want to think about it anymore.
It's like it's behind you, right?
Yeah.
Like so congrats on that. I'm sure that Fatherly would be very proud.
Yeah.
Like it's almost a decade later.
Yeah.
And you guys did it.
Wow.
Right? And you're literally going in a direction where your story, first of all, is going to inspire more people, a lot of people, and then even the work that you're going to be doing, right?
Yeah.
As you said, you're going to do your best.
Yeah,
right?
I'm going to do my
And
best.
already you've inspired me, and I'm sure you've inspired other people as well. And then hopefully this video will inspire even more people. And then, maybe they also follow their dreams and go after what they want. Just like what you said.
Yeah.
You said like you have to love it.
You have to love it,
Right, because that gives you the strength.
Yeah,
to
yeah,
keep going, right?
yeah.
Your overall experience in Korea as a black person, it's been positive.
Oh, I had a lot of challenges.
In terms of?
Yeah, weather, it was very cold, like when we came first, it was in winter.
Okay.
And
you've never experienced winter before?
From hot environment to
winter,
where there is snow.
Yeah.
We never had snow, in Africa.
Okay.
There is in Kilimanjaro mountain in Kenya, but in other countries we don't have. There is maybe in South Africa little, yeah, but we don't have snow in other parts of Africa.
So you're freezing, eh?
It was very cold, and that year also, we had a lot of snow. Yeah, so it was very cold. I had to cope up, with the food, spicy foods. Now I can understand my wife. And then I used to tell her, if you want to survive here, at least you have to eat these spicy foods.
Yeah.
So anyway, foods, everything was like 80% all spicy. So we had to cope up, to eat those spicy foods in order to survive, I know it wasn't easy. Also studying language, like when studying English, you have to start with the ABCD. So the same with us, we have to start using Korean, characters. And then we have like to continue, with the language, and then again, with the medical college, study my major, and then again I have to sit for Korean doctors exams, the same as Korean students, and I had to study like Korean students. There was no considering like a foreigner, saying,
no special treatment.
Yeah, since this person is a foreigner, at least we have to reduce the average, There was no that.
Yeah.
I did the exam the same as Korean students.
Yeah, same level.
Yeah, same level,
Yeah.
It wasn't easy, But then, like as I said, if you determine to do something, even though there are a lot of challenges, you still can cope up with the challenges. That is very important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If there was one thing in the world that you could change, what would it be? If you could change anything in the world, what would it be?
The language.
What do you mean? What do you mean by the language?
I wish the whole world speaks one language.
I think everyone should learn. Like, if you have like one language for a country, I think there should be a universal language and then another language.
And then another language.
So you can communicate with everyone that you meet. That would be good. Yeah. I like that too. That's important because you connect with people easier.
Yeah, very easy. Yeah.
What's a common misconception about Korea? Something that people believe to be so, but it's not true.
They say they think that Africa is like a country.
Ah, well, Africa. Oh,
You know, the second, you know, largest continent in the world.
Yeah.
They say they think that it is like one country.
Yeah.
And then, you know,
Wow.
and then what is so shameful, you know, they ask me, you know, teach me African language.
Ah.
So imagine Africa has like now maybe 54 countries.
Yeah.
So how can I teach all those 54 countries languages, you know?
Yeah. There's a lot of ignorance around in Africa, right?
And second to it, you know, like they think that whole Africa is poor. Yeah. Even, you know, like when I was studying language, it was there in the book, you know. There is a reading book, you know, they write like stories.
Yeah.
So it was there, you know, in the book that Africa is the poorest country in the world.
Really? It's in the book, a Korean book?
No, the continent even, they say country.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a book in Korea?
Yeah.
A Korean book? Really?
Yeah, Korean book.
Oh, wow.
That I used to study when I was studying the language. So it was there. I was surprised, you know.
Wow.
And then I had like just to keep quiet and then look at their faces.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. So there's like double lives in that thing.
Yeah.
One is that is the poorest, and two that is a country.
A country, you know.
Right?
And then I used to tell them, you know, Africa is not a country. It's the second largest continent after Asia, and it has 54 countries.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you want to know more about Africa, please try to see the map.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or you study the history.
Yeah.
Actually, I started to do so when I came to learn the language. But before, you know, it was very difficult, you know. You know, before, like, they say things that we can't understand, so we can, like, respond, we can, like, debate with them.
Yeah.
But now, they don't say things that we debate about. Because they know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they know that we are going to debate.
Yeah.
And we are going, you know, to win.
Yeah, because you know the truth, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What's your favorite place in Korea and your favorite Korean food?
My favorite place is Busan.
Busan.
I like Busan.
Okay.
Do you
Where
know-
we are right now.
Yeah, do you know why?
Why?
Because during winter, it's not that very cold.
Ah, I see.
And there's no snow.
No snow.
Maybe in a year only once or twice.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of water too, right?
Yeah, there is a sea.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's nearby, like 1 hour.
Okay.
And usually, like, I like, you know, like Korean food that has soup.
Soup.
Yeah.
Ah.
Especially during lunchtime.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I got used to eating Korean food.
Yeah.
Now I like Korean food more than Korean people.
Oh my god.
Yeah, even a spicy one.
Yeah. Oh, you like Korean food more than Koreans?
Yeah.
Ah, I understand. Okay.
Even the spicy one.
Okay.
Usually,
so
I-
you can eat really spicy.
Yeah,
food now.
usually, you know, I used to hate, you know, this Korean food.
Yeah, I know you.
But now, if I don't eat like something with a soup during lunchtime, I don't feel like I ate, you know, food.
Ah.
Yeah.
Even though you've like studied so long and so hard, it's still just the beginning of your journey, like another stage.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Another level.
Actually, it was just like, you know, they say in Korean is like san namun san. So it's like you are passed over the mountain, but
Yeah.
unfortunately there's another big mountain
Yeah,
behind
another
that.
one, right.
So you have to pass again over that mountain. So I'm doing the same thing.
Yeah.
you know, when I graduated, I thought maybe I passed, you know, I already passed over that mountain.
Yeah.
But when I passed over that mountain, there was bigger mountain than that
Yeah.
behind that mountain. Yeah. And then there is another more one. So it's like, you know, going up step by step, you know, till I reach, you know, my destination.
So what's your ambition? What's your ultimate destination? Like, what's your ambition?
Yeah, actually, you know, like in South Sudan, you know, like there are a lot of surgeons. Like most of the people, when they want to receive surgery, you know, they used to go to other countries,
Okay.
you know, to receive surgery, and then they come back, and then they have to use our own money, you know, to go, you know, to receive surgery. But here in South Korea, no one will ever go to any country, you know, to receive surgery. You know, they do it here.
Yeah.
And Korea now is very famous, you know, for doing stomach cancer surgery.
Okay.
Yeah, you know. So I was really like impressed, you know, the way, you know, because Korea also was once a poor country, but you know, they worked hard, you know, they joined hands together. Till now, Korea has become, you know, within like, you know, G20. Yeah, you know, very fast.
Like,
This, this is a small country,
Yeah.
being in G20, imagine. It's not easy.
They worked hard, right?
They worked hard,
Yeah.
and people have to learn, to work hard, So actually, first I was planning like to do like internal medicine, but mostly people in our country they did internal medicine. So then I decided, to do something different that will help our people.
Yeah.
So I planned to do surgery.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I tried, to speak with my professors, try to speak with my senior doctors, And then I told them, I think I have to do surgery.
Okay.
If I do surgery, I can also do internal medicine.
Okay.
Because an internal medicine doctor cannot do surgery at the same time.
I see.
But if you know how to do surgery, you can do internal medicine at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, because
Was that you said internal medicine?
Yeah, there is internal medicine.
So internal.
Yeah,
right?
internal medicine,
Okay.
and there is surgery.
Okay.
So once you do internal medicine, it is very hard for you to do surgery
Okay.
unless you finish first and then again you do surgery.
Okay, I see.
But for a person who chose to be a surgeon, since he or she already he studied about internal medicine during medical college,
Yes.
so there's no problem for that person. So
Okay.
he can operate and at the same time treat patients.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm planning to be a surgeon.
Okay. So how was the procedure like? So what would you have to do to accomplish that now?
Yeah, so now I have to do internship now for 1 year,
Okay.
and then next year I have to join residentship.
Okay.
Yeah, for 3 to 4 years,
Okay.
and then I have to be a specialist.
Okay.
in surgery. Yeah.
Well, it's a long journey, right?
Yeah, it's a long journey.
But you've
But
been like
but actually it will not be like when I was doing medical college
okay.
because it was for 6 years.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well,
Actually, it was for 4 years, but then now they reduced to 3 years. Yeah.
okay. All right. So you're looking to become a surgeon.
Yeah.
You're going back to South Sudan to help your people.
Yeah.
It's an amazing journey. I'm really happy that I was able to at least share this part of your story with the world. So guys, you've just met Dr. Taban Akot, and it was a pleasure.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
It was also my pleasure, making you come the whole way from Seoul, missing the train twice.
No, it's my pleasure, honestly.
Also having hard time, with a taxi driver.
Oh man, yeah, it was my pleasure.
I think it must have been very hard for you, to reach here.
It was a bit challenging, but not the hardest thing I've done in terms of navigating a place. But I'm happy that I came because I know that people will be inspired.
Oh,
All right,
I'm happy. I'm happy that people are inspired
Yeah.
about what I'm doing.
Yeah.
I'm happy to do. I'm happy about what I'm doing,
Yeah.
and I will continue. To do my best.
Indeed.
To, not to impress people, but
For yourself.
for myself. Usually, like whenever I do something, I don't do it like to impress people or to let people know that I'm doing something so that people may say, "Oh, this person is doing something great."
Yeah.
Even usually, like many people, they try to, call me and they say they want to do an interview, but I used to refuse because I want to live, just normal life,
Yeah. Yeah.
just normal life, I don't want many people to know about me, If they become to know about me more, then life for me is going to be very hard, I can't go anywhere,
Okay.
because my life is not going to be private anymore.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm just happy, that you're happy, to see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's impressive, and it's almost like you're doing it for yourself, right?
Yeah.
Like Father Lee started the journey, opened the door for you, right?
Yeah.
And you're doing it for yourself, but at the same time, people have been inspired by it.
Yeah.
And even when you become a surgeon, people will be, will benefit because you'll help people.
Yeah.
So it's almost like it's for you, but it's still for so many other people, right? So it's almost like it's not even for you; it's for like so many people, right? Because you're helping so many people, but literally by touching them.
Yeah.
And then also, people that are watching.
Actually, lad, you know, when I was studying, you know, I used like sometimes, you know, I feel very tired, you know, and you know, I had to sleep, but then at the same time I have to study for exams and also studying Korean language. But then I use always, you know, to think about, you know, South Sudan, my mom and Father Lee, because
Yeah.
especially my mom and Father Lee, I don't want to disappoint them, you know,
Yeah.
because they were the one, you know, trying to make a way for me. And if I disappointed them, you know, then life is not gonna be easy for me.
Yeah.
So I had to try my best, you know, put more effort, you know, to work hard, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that,
But I'm sure they're proud.
thank God, you know, at least I made half of the way.
It's beautiful. So how often do you go back there? Do you go back, visit a lot, or no?
You know, I used to go like once in 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah, to go to visit my family.
Mhm.
So, but now since I have started working,
Yeah.
it's not gonna be easy.
Yeah.
Because
You're so busy, right?
they only give us a leave like 11 days in a year.
Okay.
So it's like 1 week,
Mhm.
not 1 week, like 5 days,
Okay.
and then again 5 days.
Ah, so separate.
Yeah, separately. So
Ah.
they don't give you like 11 days at once.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have to choose, you know, when to go for leave. My whole family, you know, they're not staying in one place.
Mhm.
You know, they are scattered in every cities.
Okay.
So I had to visit them one by one.
Mhm.
So for me to do so,
Yeah.
so it needs time.
Okay.
Yeah. So at least 3 weeks,
Mhm.
so I can be able like to spend good time with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I know they understand. You know, like right now they understand. They see what you're doing.
They don't understand.
They do.
Yeah, because like, you know, many people don't understand because like when they see like, you know, I take some pictures and post them on Facebook, they say, oh, this guy is living very comfortable, eh?
Yeah.
And they don't know, you know, how much I'm suffering here. You know, they just see the smile, you know, and they say, oh, this guy, he's doing well, eh? Huh?
Yeah, they don't know the hard work that you're
Yeah.
putting in behind the scenes, right?
They don't know, you know, the feelings that behind that smile, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah? Because like I can't stay always, you know, very angry,
Yeah.
you know, with like, you know, angry face.
Yeah.
At least I have to show people that I'm happy.
Yeah. Joy, right?
Yeah.
What do you think is the general attitude towards black people in Korea? How do you think the Koreans view black people?
You know what they think about black people? Whenever they meet you, what they think first is like, oh, maybe you came to work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because, you know, since they think that Africa is a poor country,
Okay.
so they think that you have come to work here, just, you know, just like
To get some money to
just
go
like
help.
manual work.
Manual work, manual labor.
Yeah,
Ah.
manual labor, you know, like in the factory or like, you know, even like we like have Korean family,
Mhm.
you know, they are like family to us, you know, like their son is also a priest,
Okay.
and that priest is a friend to Father Lee.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
through Father Lee, we became to know this priest, and then through the priest, we became to know the family. So we became like one family.
Okay.
So sometimes, like when we were, you know, in medical college, so we used like to go weekends to visit them, and then we go out, you know, we just go, you know, like a family, you know.
Yeah.
And then, you know, what Korean people think, you know, like they see us, you know, like going for shopping.
Mhm.
And you know they are old, so we have like to push that, you know, cart.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you know it's like a manner, you know. But then when they see us like that, they think maybe the Korean family are doing business and
You're helping.
and we are helping, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then sometimes, you know, they come and ask and say, hey, are you doing a business?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the Korean, you know, we just call him Korean dad because he's old enough, and you know he considered us as his children, you know. So we just call him Korean dad and Korean mom, you know. So he used to tell them, you know, they are doctors.
The doctors too.
Yeah. No, he used to tell, you know, Korean people that his kids, they are doctors.
Yeah.
They are studying in medicine. I mean, in medical college in Indian
Yeah.
university, and then they start, you know, changing, you know, their behavior.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, first, you know, like they speak while their head is up, you know, and then when they hear that, you know, they are doctors, and then suddenly, you know,
I
you know,
see.
they bend down their head, you know.
I
Yeah.
see. Wow.
Yeah, and then when Korean dad, you know, became to know about that, so whenever like he feels like these people want to ask him, so he just suddenly just say, you know, these kids are what do you call it, student kids, you know. And then suddenly behavior changes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they treat us, you know, with the manner, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, I remember like one time during vacation, so we were going with the Korean priest, you know, to go for fishing, you know. It's not like fishing we catch fish and eat.
Okay.
It's like for leisure time, you
Or
know.
like sports fishing.
You know, like for meditation, you know.
Ah, okay.
You know, so actually there's no fish there. So if you're lucky, you just catch one or two.
Ah, so you just do it without.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, just like for, you know, for leisure. So when we were going on the way, you know, the car broke on the way, so we had to go to the nearby, you know, where they repair, you know, car. And then when we went there, so we went and just kept quiet, and we were just standing. And then you know, that mechanic asked the priest that, hey, are you doing a business? And the Korean, he didn't greet us. No, he did not greet us. And then he just asked the priest. He even didn't know that he was a priest, because he removed that white, you know, white color.
Yeah.
So he said, hey, are you doing a business? And then the Korean priest said, no, I'm a priest, and those kids are doctors. And then suddenly he started bowing down, you know, like this,
Wow.
greeting us.
Wow. So it was you and your friend, the other black guy, right? It was
Okay, both of us, because we used to be together, you know.
Yeah.
And then from there, actually, we like never got, you know, like angry with them, because they never saw black people. And since they think Africa is a poor country,
Even the book that you were reading.
yeah, even it is in the book. So when they see black people, what they think first is maybe they have come to do, you know, manual work, you know, in the factories and something like that.
Wow.
But then, like, for us as a black people, we don't have like to, you know, to get disappointed or like to get angry with them.
What do you think people should do when they encounter that?
Just ignore them. Yeah, just ignore them. Because they are ignorant, so we have to ignore them.
Yeah.
You just keep quiet as if you have never heard anything.
Yeah.
And just go on with your life.
So don't try to educate them, just ignore them.
You just ignore them.
Yeah.
Because if you try like to educate them, then you're putting yourself into stress. So you have to lecture to them.
Yeah.
About what, and they will not understand. You know?
Yeah.
Because they like accept what they hear, you know, and see on TVs, and they have never gone to see it with their own eyes. I mean, like sometimes, you know, what appear on TV or on newspaper are not true, you know, and they see that and they believe, oh, maybe it is right.
Yeah.
And someone never went there. You know?
Yeah, I think, and that's one of the reasons why you know, we're doing this.
Yeah.
Because some people they see and they're surprised by what they're seeing, and a lot of people, like, I blame movies in part, because, you know, some movies that you see and certain things, it's always showing black people in like a bad light.
Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah, especially like, you know, gang movies. You know, like
violent. There's
Western
stealing.
movies. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's really bad.
Yeah.
And these people, they've never met a black person.
Yeah.
And all they see is a screen. So they're watching it.
Oh.
So when they see you, they're like, oh. It's, you know, it's like, it's,
yeah.
And the worst part is, it's not even like it's a good thing, so they're like, okay, it's bad. So people are afraid sometimes, and they think you're poor, and just the whole, just like you're saying, they always think that you guys are doing manual labor and helping out the Koreans that you're around.
You know, like sometimes, like first, like when we were in Salt and we still like didn't get used, you know, to subway, you know, we had to ask, you know, because even though we see the map, you know, the map is in Korean and we don't understand Korean, so we had to go and ask, you know. Some people ran away, you know.
Oh, wow.
So if you go and ask them, so when the person ran away from you, you just say okay, and you go and ask another person. So you don't put it in your mind, you know.
Yeah.
So you just ignore
okay.
it. Just ignore that person.
Yeah, it's their loss. Right?
Yeah.
It's funny how the thing is that I always wonder how people treat people a certain way, and you don't even know who the person is.
Yeah.
You're treating someone a certain way that could probably help you,
Yeah.
and you don't even. You're just. It's their loss, right? So that's how I look at it.
But then one thing is like, you know, because like the fear to speak in English. So when a black person comes to ask, you know, something, you know,
Yeah.
before you open your mouth, they will think that, oh, that person is coming to speak in English, and then they run away.
Okay.
Yeah. So actually, at first, when they used to run away, like I didn't think that they were running away from me because I'm a black person.
Okay.
But because of the language.
Okay.
Yeah. Because they never knew that even black people speak Korean. But now they came to know, and now like they say, I think you must have been very clever. you know, you're studying the language, also the medicine in Korean, you know, passing the exam. You must be very clever, you know.
Yeah.
And then I used to tell them, you know, no, I'm just a hardworking person.
Hardworking person.
Yeah.
Indeed. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up, and remember to subscribe to this channel for weekly videos on the Black experience across the globe. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Until next time, bye for now.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to share your story or have us visit your region, send us a message on any of our social media platforms or via our website.
That's good.